We have a significant run of patients coming into our emergency departments such that our EDs are overrun. There have been numerous examples, not isolated incidents, of out of a 13-bed emergency department here at Beckett Medical Center, 12 of them would have children with behavioral health needs that would require hospitalization. Last week, we had 3 6-year-olds and a 7-year-old in the emergency department. The 7-year-old had tried to hang himself with an electrical cord. That is the state of mental health in North Carolina. There is an idea of social drift because psychiatric disease is destabilizing and inhibiting at a more fundamental level than even the physical. A patient who has schizophrenia, for example, and is not medicated adequately, they can't maintain jobs. They can't maintain livelihoods. They can't keep up the financial acumen to support their bills. So they lose their homes. They drift over time into homelessness. And so you will find a very large percentage of psychiatric disease and substance abuse often within the same patient. And that makes them even more vulnerable because given the fact of homelessness, they have the fewest available resources readily available to them.
And this particular site has been inhabited on and off over the years by different folk. And then some of them end up being very, very elaborate, like generators, drop cords from like nearby buildings. I'm just going to announce myself. So the purpose of the Crisis Intervention or CIT unit is to reduce 911 calls by reducing the amount of time somebody may call 911 for maybe a non-emergency situation, and also it's to really try and reduce repeat offenders who have a mental health problem from ending up in the jail system, where that may not actually be the correct solution for them. They may need to go to a mental health facility instead. CIT was started in Memphis after a 1987 shooting incident. It was an officer-involved shooting but basically there was an armed man with a knife who was stabbing both himself and then was obviously a threat to the officers. He ended up being shot by police, and that was when CIT was kind of born out of that Memphis case. To just see if you guys are connected to services, housing services?
We are, yes.
Okay, who are you working with? Do you mind me asking? Oh, good. Are they doing anything for you right now? Are they working with you?
Yeah, they are. We're on the list right now.
Okay. Good. Okay. And you keeping safe out here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's really what I wanted to check. We come back here periodically, and I just wanted to.
Yeah, and that's the reason we got connected last time. Yeah, thank you so much for that.
All right. Well, you take care, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. So what we've been able to do in the unit is to engage that person and work with them to get them out of that situation. So rather than just going to, a trespass call over and over, we've actually been able to take some of those folks, work with them, and get them into housing.
Beginning to see it now in larger numbers is not just with children, but with adults who have not had any prior mental health treatment. Or even medical problems, for example. We have had adults with no medical problems who have wound up hospitalized for the first time in their lives with near-death experience.
We have folks that in the past we may have had calls on or have spoken to. We may see them once every 6 months or so. I've noticed that their anxiety has increased, so we may be getting calls from them more often.
When I have stated that the psychiatry pandemic is going to manifest after the COVID pandemic, we're going to see patients with a much higher incidence of major depressive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety, panic attacks, who will self-medicate with alcohol and drugs, complicating the issue. And that population is going to add to our already existing mental health population that we're struggling to serve as it is.
As far as I can see right now, though, we have a really, really strong future in both crisis intervention and with our community safety department, where we will, collaborate and work well together. And she would just hang out here on this pad here during the day, and or if it was raining, she'd be under this shelter here, and she would. She's really, really nice, and she just wants to do well, and she would come here and just kind of clean up the area. She'd pick trash up, and that's the bad thing with the going. Now we've got trash being picked up, but she will actually still come down here like once or twice a week, and she has such a connection to this place.